New shiny computer. Ooh. Yeah, big video card. I don't know, but they put a big plastic thing on it with a fan at the end. Kind of neat. Anyway, I don't even know how I'm going to get another card in there. Yeah. I don't think so. Anyway, look at that RAM. It's got little things on it and such. Interesting. Look, copper tubes and things. Cool. I don't think I've ever had a computer to start off this clean. You know, I haven't had a new computer in a long time. It just sort of looks newish. Anyway, yeah, so Adam guy. Adam Shumpress. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, Adam guy. Anyway, sent it to me. Really nice, you know, for videos and such. Yeah, not that I really want to run two, you know, whatever, thermal heating house heaters in the house. But anyway, we'll see how I work. I'll work it out. Yeah. Well, anyway, I haven't tried it yet. I mean, that's how screwed up my life has been lately. Still taking my penicillin. You know, just whatever. Whatever. Something's just really fucked up. Anyway, oh yeah, I'll post this on YouTube, I guess, you know, just Adam. But I did notice that if you put the right address in here, you know, feed, !filter equals 1, then you can see the comments on a page, which is kind of nice. You know, just a direct link to the comments, and you don't have to go through those 4 different links to get to the comments. I mean, it's kind of disappointing YouTube did that, because, you know, people go to the trouble to say hi or something, and you can't even read the comments on your own page half the time. But anyway, that's really not the subject of a proper subject for a video. I don't really have a proper subject. Yeah, I actually had to do real, you know, I got an IT job. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. So I might have extra work. It just depends on whether the client, you know, buys it or not. You know, whatever. I mean, I'm working for the resellers of the resellers. I love the way the business world works. Everybody's just selling each other. And so, yeah, it's really, well, whatever. You won't even get into it. The impossibility of pricing a job and everything else, because you don't know how much everybody else is going to try to pile on. You know, so, you know, whatever. Yeah, there was some other news, but I just forgot it. My ear hurts. Anyway, so videos, yeah, I'll do an update video, right? So there's the last what the fuck. So yeah, I did post a couple of these MP3s for the Stickam, and so that's, you know, it's pretty good, because, you know, if you open these links, you know, for the MP3 files, it'll just start playing the MP3 instead of, you know, it's a blank video, a dead video. And in about 5 seconds, 6 seconds after the page loads, the MP3 player pops on, and it'll start playing.
Yeah, compared to this thinking of the headlines, yeah, it really didn't make the fucking agenda of anybody.
So, it works pretty good.
The reason it wasn't that big of a deal was because electricity wasn't that big of a deal.
Enough of that. Anyway, so that, you know, works for MP3 files, so I'll have to post some MP3s, you know, but who really, you know. Gotta post more coherent, not less rambling content. But no one's posting anything, so somebody's got to post something. I mean, I'm the only person posting videos, which is really depressing. And even though I gave people, you know, you can have directory space and you can load files, and I mean, that still hasn't gotten more people involved. So that's a little discouraging. And the view numbers are a little bit down, which is a little discouraging. And such. So yeah, I gotta go to most recent videos here. So anyway, yeah, I do change the backgrounds now and then. The blue is a little pleasant, you know, but it takes kind of the edge off. I need to have like I'll have to do some others, more harsh colors or whatever. Anyway, so much to do. Only one person to do it, apparently. So yeah, this makes more sense now. So yeah, there's the MP3 files. Okay, so I did this, The Truth is Important. Now that's Jay Sounder, so he did post a video. So thank you, Jay. Somebody posted something anyway. Alright, and I did a Warbles on a Lot, did a response video to him about, you know, because he's just talking trash about atheism, like, you know, like it's a religion. It's not a religion, newsflash. It's exactly the opposite, idiot. But anyway, who needs this? It's so irritating. I have to make this basic argument that there's something intrinsically rational in not believing in something just because somebody says so. Just because somebody could imagine it and tell a silly story and the human race fell for it, why should we continue to fall for it? Because my ancestors fell for it, I should fall for it?
I mean, we might as well go back to believing that the moon is made out of cheese, right? Let's just ignore the fact that we did all the science and we know it's not made out of cheese. Let's just pretend, because it makes us feel better. I mean, it's just such bullshit. Anyway, I did a little response video to this TED Talks video. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great video, but I'm probably going to do more of those TED Talk things because I got to respond to something. Because, you know, I really don't want to. It's a lot of work to have to actually, you know, well, whatever. I mean, you know, I should start writing, and I just hate writing now. That's what we really have to do. And I did this response to Professor Anton, Death, a Deal Maker or Breaker. This is really a good video. It really is. I know I said that a lot, but, you know, it really is a good video. This was on the website stuff, just pointing out that the website is getting better and all that kind of crap, and, you know, somebody ought to notice that once in a while. And it's just a response to Piro's talking some physics, and so that's what I'm going to talk about now in this video. I guess I'll respond to this some more, because he did like a few more parts on this physics stuff. And I'm not going to get into the specifics of physics, but I guess how one has a conversation about physics might be worthy of conversation. I think I have a new nicotine video, ContraPoints. Yeah, I don't know what happened on Piro's video. It put Rabbit Ape as his name, which is really kind of, I mean, it hasn't, you know, this tool is kind of beta, but it is just kind of funny that only his name screwed up, and I don't know why it did that. Strange, so maybe that bug will show up again. And, yeah. Languages of Persuasion. I don't know, that doesn't sound too interesting, but I'll watch it because it's a nicotine video, so I'm going to end up watching it. This guy posted a remake of one of my videos, which was good. I like the Vlogger Dome thing. That works pretty good for me. Thunderfoot doing this Reason Rally thing, so they're going to talk to Dawkins. So I'll probably have to try to listen to that. I think it's Sunday, though, in the middle of the night or something, but anyway. But it's only going to be on for an hour, and you know they're just going to kiss each other's ass for an hour, and that's just going to, there's not going to be any substance to it. And they're having that whole Reason Rally thing, and they didn't even have Karina's picture in the picture of the people who were going to be there, which I thought was weird, just because, you know, all the rest of these people are pretty damn boring, to tell you the truth. So, whatever. But yeah, it doesn't, you know, this is the atheists' big event, and then the atheists are failing pretty dismally if this is all they got. This is some, let's go to Washington and, you know, piss on the Washington Monument and then go home. I don't know. It doesn't seem like much of a purpose-focused thing. Or whatever. The focus thing is always a problem. So anyway, Piro. So he made like 5 of these videos on talking about consciousness and physics, and I don't think you need to find bizarre physics. I mean, I think that the core of the thing is probably going to be just the regular physics. I mean, it's, you know, it's not going to require all this these microtubule bullshitty things. And but he made a statement. Oh yeah, I should have played that. Let me see if the video is still loaded, because I really did want to respond to what he said, because it was a little irritating in this one part where he said something really, really dumb, and which is known to do. Damn it, I don't see it here. I got a bunch of links to everything else, but I wonder where it would be. Where would a Piro video be? If I was a Piro video, where would I be hiding? I really thought I had it loaded, but I'm not finding it here. I'm just not doing it. Broadcast yourself. Would it be hiding there? No, not there. It's old Firefox. No, that's the thing I'm working on. It's not that. Alright, I'll give up very shortly. Source code, no. I don't know what I did with it. Sorry, I lost that. Anyway, well, he says something stupid, like he's disagreeing with me on this speed of sound thing. And yeah, I just said I wasn't going to get into the physics thing, but whatever. You know, that all sound is made out of something moving at the speed of sound. Like an atom has to move at the speed of sound for sound to be created, faster than the speed of sound. And that all sound is the consequence of movement faster than the speed of sound. You know, that takes place in an atmosphere, of course. And he said he didn't agree with that. I don't think you're allowed to disagree with that. I think it's just the truth. I mean, you hear this stuff like this, you don't hear because there's nothing, there's no little pieces that are moving quick. But if I rub against something that has friction, well, then little pieces of it are springing. And when they spring, they move faster than the speed of sound. That's how they make a noise. Because something moves faster than the speed of sound. So you usually need friction to bend something, and then it snaps back. And that snap is usually quicker than the speed of sound, and that's why we hear it. So it's a little sonic boom that makes all sound. Yeah. He says he doesn't agree with that. Well, I don't think you can disagree. And if you're going to disagree, then maybe you should make an argument. And that's sort of the problem with the conversation is that we can't really, we really got to spell this out a step at a time, go through the physics that we agree on, and then find the physics we don't agree on. But it's really stupid to say, okay, well, here's a premise of a description of our reality, and then just say, I don't agree with that, and then move on. I mean, that's sort of just bogus. You really should have to bring a little more to the table than I don't agree with that. It's just, that's not very useful. And about the tubes not being used to transport stuff, I don't think, I think it will be found eventually. I mean, I think the whole point of the tube thing would just be something to take advantage of. It seems to me it's pretty likely something's going through that tube because it would just be just too useful. A tube is just inviting something to move through the inside of it. So I'm sure something, somewhere, those tubes are being used as tubes. Yeah, I really do. But yeah, I think it's more about structure, and that's the real game, especially at the micro level. It's just a little hard to have structure when you're really, 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 really small, but you don't have steel and you don't have cement. So yeah, you have to make structure out of simpler chemicals. So any kind of chemical you can make that has a structure to it, that's going to be a good one. Anyway, enough of that. So anyway, yeah, the consciousness thing, though. I mean, I just don't know if we really have to acquire an understanding of the exact mechanism of the physics that creates this illusion, because I think it is an illusion. It's a projector and a screen created inside our head, and neither one of them really exist as a projector and a screen. I mean, they are illusions created inside our brain. The whole thing is an illusion. We have an illusion of consciousness. I'm certainly one advocating that the illusion is substantially real. In terms of it's an event. So it is an event, but it's not having. It's not a material event. It's a consequential. Consciousness has its own dimensionality. It's its own dimension space, so to speak. And it's a projection, from this reality into that dimension. So if you want to create another dimension just to put consciousness in, I'd be okay with that. Because it's going to fit into those into that kind of vaporware, where it's vaporous. It doesn't have a it'll have a signature of the mechanics that'll create it, but I don't think you're ever going to find the physics of it, because the physics are a product of the arrangement again, and I think it's almost like the material consequence of our own existence, because if we look at, we call ourselves living, and yet we call the cells that occupy us, that make us, living. But they're living in two entirely different ways. Everything about us is about the arrangement of cells, or even the neurology, the electricity carried by the cell is what's creating the illusion. The guts of the cell aren't creating the illusion. The mechanics of the cells are creating the illusion. It's the electricity that's creating our consciousness, I think, quite clearly. It's that kind of physical phenomenon. It's an electrical phenomenon, not a biological one per se, but an electrical one. And the living nature is just fundamentally different. I mean, when the green slime grows organs and legs and a brain, it's not green slime anymore. It's not cells that are green slime. It's now a colony thing, and it's living in a completely different way. I mean, we're existing completely differently than the cells that occupy us. They are still living in the ocean. They're still living in the salty sea, and we, the thing that we call ourselves, our brain, our consciousness, all this stuff, is made out of the function, the movement of the cells, not the cells themselves. So we're living, both things are living in the sense they're both made out of biology. They're both made out of replicating cells. But there really is no fundamental comparison. One is like a toy car versus a real car, or a picture of an airplane and a real airplane. I don't know how to, they're just fundamentally different. And the only thing they have in common is this idea of the biology. But everything else is uncommon. Everything else is, we're functioning in a completely different way. We're like a piece of the ocean full of cells that's now animated and moving through the world. And it's a completely different machine than a paramecium, or plankton. Its whole essence is different. We're made out of those. Those are just the building blocks that we're made out of. So it's hard. You can't really call the game of checkers a checker. It's that level of difference. We're the product of the game play of checkers. And, checkers are checkers. So there's two different things. Yeah. Well, there's probably other metaphors. But again, all these conversations, I think they're worthy, that they're worth having just because it's curious. These are still the unanswered questions, is the nature of the consciousness and all that stuff. But I think the answers are going to be that it is just an illusion that takes place in a brain, that we do have this sense, these sense organs, and this ouch thing is really important. The idea that our brain manifested this yuck, repulsion, negative kind of feeling, and by using that negative feeling, it can create the illusion of a positive. It can put us in a dungeon, give us the mission of climbing out of the dungeon through this illusion sense of a negative that it can create inside of us. And that's the constituent, that's the foundation that the brain is built on. And all the rest is psychology, and that's just being applied, basically dictated to accomplish the biological mission, the DNA mission, the Borg mission of, eat enough food to keep your body alive, keep your sperms making so you can make the baby, so then you can drop dead, to fulfill your reproduction mission. Most of our psychology is built on keeping us in that game. And then our brain, the intelligent thing, the thing that can do this higher processing of logic and model the world and figure out how to talk about the world, that's a scheming brain. And that's basically intended, its purpose, its original function was merely to be used to augment the desire mechanism, to provide a means through which the necessary components of desired life, the food and the sex, could be acquired more efficiently, with greater skill, better than the rest, so to speak, better than the competition. So you could satisfy your obligation, to be fit. Anyway, but that's all it is. It's a scheming tool. It figures out ways of getting what is created by the want. The want creates the illusion of value. The scheming tool creates a way of getting the value. And that's another part of the game we're being duped into. But, we do have the intelligence to step above that game and to say, no, we don't have to be owned by the desire. We should be owned by the judgment. The modeling tool should model the world, realize there's no God, there's no magic, there's a replicating DNA molecule. It's duped us through hundreds of millions of years of evolution. It's built these little bots that keep competing with each other for absolutely no reason. The whole game is synthetic. There is no spoon, there is no real cheese. It's all synthetic, it's all bullshit, it's all created as an illusion in our brain to force us to play the game. But there is no game to be played. It's create a need to serve a need. It's dig a hole and then climb out of the hole. It's a zero-sum game. And that should be the context of a conversation. I mean, you're not having a relevant conversation, in my opinion, about any part of the function of these biological, these carbon units, as they'd be called in Star Trek. Yeah, you're not telling the truth about them if you don't concede what they are. And they're little machines built by crude forces to play an idiotic game of King of the Hill for no prize, no glory, beyond your own ego satisfaction, but no glory in terms of an actual accomplishment. Just an illusion again. The idea that you somehow have climbed out of the hole because you beat up a bunch of other people to get to the top of a hill. But you haven't really climbed out of any hill. You've actually dug yourself a value hole, by being incredibly unproductive, by causing more suffering than your silly gratification of your own deprivation could possibly be worth. So anyway, that's probably enough of a video. Just, felt the need. So anyway, yeah, busy for the next week or two. But I'm always saying that. And, well, I'm never getting anything done, though, so I might really mean it this time, because I am buried under... I just wish I could go to sleep for 6 months and somebody else would clean up my life. Get it all clean like the inside of there. Get it all nice and clean and functional. Yeah, my life is not clean and functional. I just can't wake up every day and just maintain it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta start all over. I gotta rebuild it because it's all turned to shit. Yeah. Oh, man. And some of it you can't fix, you can't fix getting old. It's really bugging me. So anyway, I don't think there's any other news. I don't think there is. That Fatal Error Network website is still out. Yeah, it's not around yet. I don't think TJ's site's not up yet. Just waiting for something to happen around here, right? Because things are really, 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 really dead. There just is so little going on here. It's just dead. Alright, that's enough. But yeah, thank you. People, look, people do shit for me, and, and it's just so, really, thank you. I don't know what to say. Just thank you. Thank you. Guess I could say thank you different ways. Old fan video. Pulls a pyro. Oh my god. No. She started smoking. Yeah, don't start smoking when you're 30 or 40. That would be really dumb. Yeah, Piro's really addicted. You can see it. Boy, he's smoking in the car, and he's just like, I gotta have a cigarette. You can just see it. You see it looking at it. Yeah. Oh, he's hooked. Yep. Tragic. Cigarettes. It's evil. So anyway, that's probably enough. I guess I could just see what the old fan is talking about. I guess I could see. She's working on a Vox Neruda guy video. That ought to be pretty good. Oh, she bought a printing press. Yeah, it's like Gutenberg. Wow, that's all pretty clean. Very good. Washing machine in the background or something.
Hey there, buddy. Looks like a press. About to pull a print.
Okay, pull a print. Okay, let me see you pull it. Yeah, I'll pull the old print. Look at that. She's working in a regular old print shop here. Alright, push it through. The little heavy wheelie thing pushes the paper down on the piece of copper, no doubt. Looks like it's a big one. It's a biggin. That's a biggin. Crankity crank, crank. And what do we got here? Under layers of... Oh, it's a little one. Okay, it's a Piro. Here we go. Let's see what a Piro looks like. Ooh. Let's see what a Piro looks like. Peeling it off the ink. And there we go. It's Piro, no doubt. Yeah, there he is, somewhere in there. There he is. Looks just like one of his videos, unfortunately. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All the best. Bye for now.
Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, I like that printing stuff. I'm going to try that with clay, actually. I'm going to try doing a relief in clay and then printing the relief. I got a ball of clay right over there. You can't see. It's a little ball of clay over there. It's waiting for it. I'm never going to get around to it, but that's my plan. But who knows how I'll get to it. Because I have so much to do. And it's just me to do it. Damn it. It's just me. I think I'm done now.